Hey, are you looking for a brand new pair of studio monitors for your home recording studio? Are you using headphones and you're thinking, man, I want to kind of step it up to a pair of speakers, but I'm not sure where I should go, how much I should spend, and what are the best kind of speakers or studio monitors for me? Well, if that's the questions you're asking, hopefully this video may help you out just a little bit. I'm going to cover two sets of studio monitors that I think make a lot of sense for beginners to semi-pro home studio users. And I'm going to start off with the pro version first. Now you're going to know what this pair of studio monitors are because they are so popular. Everybody uses them, from filmmakers, YouTubers, content creators, home recording studios. Big artists have used these studio monitors. They are the Yamaha HS series. And the HS monitors I want to talk about today are the HS5s. Take a look at these monitors. Now, I've got mine in white. I could run across all the stats, but I think all that information might just hurt your ears. So I'm going to list those information here on the screen for you. But you'll see you got a beautiful pair, iconic pair of Yamaha studio monitors here. And when it turns around to the back, you'll see all those ports, all those professional ports that you can use with your mixers, with your interfaces. You have 1/4-inch jacks there, you have XLRs, you have attenuations and knobs that you can kind of change the sound of these speakers depending where you place them in the room. So if you get it too close to a wall, you can kind of adjust the tonality of that to make the speaker sound just how you kind of need it for your room. Now, I would always suggest using a software like SonarWorks to kind of calibrate your speakers to your room, because home studios, let's face it, right? We have beds, we have cupboards, we have all sorts of weird shaped rooms, as you can see in my one, that we don't really have control over. 9 times out of 10, we're renting properties, so we can't really put all the things that we need to put, the acoustic panels on the walls or nice ceiling dome kind of things. We can't do those stuff, so we kind of have to work with what we've got. So where and who, would I recommend the HS5 monitors to? If you're a headphone user and you're just stepping into the world of studio monitors, I wouldn't say this is the pair you should go straight to. You can, of course, and then you can train your ears to it. But I feel like these speakers are to people that have already trained their ears to a certain type of sound or genre of music. Now, I chose these speakers because I've been doing a lot of orchestral music, theatrical kind of music that doesn't have or doesn't hold a lot of low-end bass. Now, these speakers will not hold a ton of low-end bass. You will need to buy yourself another sub unit to go with it, and you can just connect those together to make a 3-way speaker system or a 2.1 speaker system. So if you do intend to get these and you want more bass, just bear in mind you will have to spend an extra penny to kind of get to that level. But what these speakers do really well is give you a very true sound. Like, they kind of reveal everything that you have wrong inside your mix. There's so many times I've been working on a song and they sound beautiful on other speakers. I put it on these and I'm like, these speakers don't sound good. It's not really the speakers are quite nice, they're quite true, right? And that's kind of what you want. So if you feel like you're making some mistakes, these speakers will kind of make that and show you the issues that you're having. I have a lot of like boxy sound issues that I tend to have in this room. I used SonarWorks to calibrate my speakers, and then I can kind of just trust it. I just go with it. Whatever sounds nice on the HS5s, wherever I put it afterwards tends to sound near enough close or identical to how I wanted them to sound when I was working in the studio. So if you're working on, say, pop music, you're working on, kind of modern music that doesn't hold a ton of long winded bass, like, certain songs will have, like, a lot of modern hip hop songs will have a lot of 808s driven in it. That will still work fine on these speakers, but just bear in mind there may be some bass you're missing down in the low end. When it comes to the high end, when it comes to vocals, when it comes to recording violins, cellos, when it comes to recording guitars and things like that, you can really decipher the different sounds and the sound staging, which means like how wide the sound sounds, and like if you close your eyes, how immersive it feels is fantastic on the HS5s. So let's do a little bit of a test here. I'm gonna play them through the speaker for you with a piece of song, or a piece of music, and I'm gonna play them against my budget pair, which I would suggest if you're just starting a home studio, if you just got a laptop or something, or you're on the move, I would suggest these budget pair of speakers, but we won't talk about them yet. I'm literally just gonna give you the sound from them, give you the sound from the Yamahas, go back and forth so you get an idea of what these two different speakers sound like. And then you can kind of make a choice from there. There is a price difference between the two of these, but yeah, let's get into the comparison. Alright, so now you've heard what the Yamaha HS5 sound like in comparison to the budget pair. Now, I don't want you to think that the budget pair are kind of like terrible or anything like that. This pair of speakers are really fantastic, but the HS5s, the clarity in these things are kind of unmatched, especially at this price point. It's really hard to kind of beat them. I know Adam Audio also makes some brilliant speakers at this price point. I haven't got to thoroughly test those. I've heard them inside of my local music store, but I haven't really gotten to sit them here and kind of test them, but I would like to do that. I think they're a pair of speakers I would like to test out as well. But studio monitors are one thing that I do want to play about with to get the right tone or flavor that I need for my personal recording studio. I do feel like I do lack a little bit of bass here, so I'm either thinking about getting a sub or I'm thinking about getting another larger set of speakers to accommodate the lack of bass or the hint of the lack of bass that I'm kind of missing in the HS5s. Now, when I first got the HS5s, there was a few issues that I had because these are sensitive speakers, so bear this in mind. They do pick up a lot of outside interference, so you've got to be very careful with that. Make sure you are getting a good shielded pair of cables for this thing. Make sure you don't have any mobile phones kind of sat right next to the speakers because they will pick up those sounds and those tones. I also had a problem with GPU whirl. If you Google that, you'll find out. So the GPU inside my computer was generating a kind of frequency, a lot of power, and it was kind of making a field of sound that was actually getting through to my speakers. If I've got an example, I'll play that on the screen. And that was causing me some issues, and it turned out that switching over my interfaces also helped the situation. So I changed all my cables, I changed my interface over, and the interface that I went for was a Universal Audio Volt 1, which is a lot more shielded than the interface I had previously. So yeah, that's the Yamaha HS5 studio monitors. I hope you enjoyed my quick little overview of these things. If you are looking to buy some, hopefully this kind of weighs it up for you, whether to go for it or whether not to go for it. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace and love.